For fast, cheap, and reliable Madden 20 Ultimate Team coins, make sure you guys go check out my sponsor U4GM Coins. Use code VENM at checkout for 5% off. Yo, what's good, guys? Son on Fire here, back in the video, and today I'll be showing you guys a defensive play that boxes every single offensive formation in Madden 20. And before I get into that video, I just want to remind you guys to subscribe. Majority of my viewers aren't subscribed to the channel, and we are on the road to 10K, so it'd be much appreciated if you guys could hit that subscribe button. And if you want to support me additionally, you can press that join button. But yeah, I drop these tips for free for you guys to watch, so it'd be much appreciated if you could hit that subscribe button. But moving past that, the formation we're going to be running today is going to be big nickel over G. It's been my favorite formation as of late in the game, and this formation is actually in every single playbook. I'm personally running Dolphins playbook right now, but it's in Packers, it's in Jets, it's in every single playbook. Now, right off the bat, when you come out in this formation, one thing that you necessarily have to do every time you run the formation is flick your right stick to the left, change your package to that slot cornerback package. That's going to be very crucial for you to do. And one thing that you're going to want to do is also manually sub these players out. I think I was doing some subs and I accidentally messed it up. But you want to put your strong safety here, boom. And just like that, just get your corner there. One thing that you can also do is put safeties here at linebacker. So if I wanted to, I could also put a safety there. That's what I do in Ultimate Team. But yeah, and the play we're going to be running today is going to be strong safety blitz 2. By far one of probably my favorite play out of the formation, just because of how great it is stock and how many adjustments you can do. I'm going to go over a couple of beginner setups out of this play, and then I'll move into some more intermediate setups that you really want to get aggressive with a little bit later in the video. So let's go ahead, just hop into a random play, I guess. Alright, we're good to go. Now, right off the bat, what I always do is I'm going to go ahead, base a line. I like to press myself. You don't have to press. At least for the first setup, you don't have to press. Now, usually I like to run my cornerback to that side, so maybe turn auto flip on. But sometimes when you come out in the play, your cornerback's just going to line up here, or in Ultimate Team, he'll like line up right here. It's going to be annoying. If he does, you just want to click onto him and move him back. Now, the first setup that I like to run is just going to be to put your slot corner in a vertical hook, and that's basically it. Now, the way that you can get good block shed animations is all you have to do is pinch your line. You don't have to slant outside, don't have to slant to the right, just pinch your line. If they have an escape artist, you might want to contain, but Cleo Max should be getting some glitchy animations on that right side. Hopefully he does, but all you do is pinch your line. If you have edge threats, put them on the outside. This is one of the reasons that this formation is so good, because of how good the block sheds are. Super annoying to go against, super annoying to block against. But just go ahead, run the play stock. You guys see, all we did was put our slot corner in that vertical hook. We basically have a cover 2. I usually like to roam the middle of the field myself, but again, something that you could do is you could go ahead and just put this middle linebacker in the middle third. So run something like this, just use this player. It really is depending, but I feel like at this point in the game, my safeties are fast enough to be able to defend that. So I usually just use this player. Again, all you're doing is just pinching your D-line, and then you just leave this player in a vert hook, leave this player in a vert hook, user the middle of the field. Go ahead, hike the ball. And I like to leave those soft squats as well. So that's just me personally. You could switch to cloud flats just by shading over the top as well. So again, boom, LB in a vertical hook, A in a middle third, pinch that D-line. Something I like to do is also just shade over the top, shade outside, so you can't get burnt on maybe an unbumpable fade or whatever. But boom, you guys see everything is boxed, and look how fast we're getting these block sheds. I'm only sending 4 people, and you guys see consistently we're getting very quick pressure. That's a routine thing out of this formation. I don't have any pass rush abilities in Ultimate Team, and I still can get pretty fast pressure when I don't contain. If you do contain, you're going to get a little bit slower pressure, but they're also not going to be able to scramble out of the pocket, and the coverage should be good. So that's going to take us to our next setup. Again, I'm going to flip the play. I want this player to the strong side of the wide receiver. The second setup I like to go to is just going to be manning this player up. So I'm just going to man my slot corner up on that slot receiver, and then I'm going to shade outside. Now for this one, you could still run this with 2 vert hooks, but you could also put this player in the middle third use it all by yourself. You really got to catch on to your opponent's tendencies and see what he's doing as far as attacking the middle of the field, whether he's running deep posts or seam routes. But the only thing we have to worry about really is just going to be A on maybe a seam route. But boom, let's snap that ball. He's bagged. Boom, look how fast we get that pressure once again. And you guys see, when I man him up, I like to press just because that slot receiver should be getting jammed at the line of scrimmage. He's going to get a slower release, and he can't quick snap anything to that player, especially if he's manned up. So I'll go over that setup once again here. Let's flip that. Make sure that you base a line, pinch your D-line. Sometimes when you base line this player, like I said, he lines up in that middle. Just move him back. Boom, put this player in the middle third, pinch your D-line, shade outside. Again, you could press if you want, but boom, let's run that. Snap the ball, use during everything. Everything is bagged, and you get that pressure. So I'm going to take you into our next setup. It's going to be, like I said, a more advanced setup, and this is going to basically be a cover 3 cloud setup. So right off the bat, you're going to baseline, pinch your D-line. Those are 2 things you do on every play. If you're playing online, you could just set your auto alignment to base. That's something that I always keep on myself. But again, base a line, you're going to go ahead. What I like to do is just put LB in a curl flat, put B in an outside third, and A in an inside third. Now, again, this is what your defense should look like. It might take a little bit of practice for you guys to get this down if you don't know it already. But you guys can see, here's a look at the defense. I'll show you how fast I can do it. Boom, right there, we're done. So it literally takes me under 2 seconds to make those adjustments, and you have literally a perfect defense. If your opponent is going for a cover 3 beater from left to right, you could just put B in a deep half. But usually when I'm running this cover 3 cloud, I like to press my defense as well. Sometimes this player will be right here. You kind of want to move him out a little bit so we can defend out routes, corner routes, those types of plays. But this is overall just a great defense. It absolutely boxes people's lives. They just can't make a read. And boom, you guys see, literally nothing's open. I could just go to a random play and nothing would be open ever. So let's just go to verticals. Now, I actually wanted to show how I defend gun bunch. Now, gun bunch, again, you want to run the cover 3 to the side you think they're passing on. So again, here's a look at that. You're running the cover 3 to the side you think they're running a corner out on, and that's a look at that. I'm going to go over a couple of other formations that there might be an exception to, and a couple of other tendencies you might want to pick up on, because you can get burnt to the cover 2 side if you're not careful. Sometimes they have routes, like post routes, they motion it over and it burns cover 2. Like I said, you want to be careful. Boom, everything is bagged. Vert hooks. I love the vert hooks over the hook curls. That's me personally. But again, let's try to go to this split close. I don't know if it'll let me, but I want to go over that split close. So let's just call our play again here, because split close is one of those formations that that you can actually get burnt on. Now, I'll show you guys the setup that actually does sort of burn it before, and how you can adjust to that. So again, when I'm going against this formation, what I like to do personally is just go ahead. I want to run my cover. I want to flip the play, run my blitzing player to that single receiver side, and I want that cover 3 on the same side. So here's a look at the defense. Again, put your slot corner in a curl flat, put your outside corner in outside third, and put your strong safety or free safety in an inside third. Very simple setups. Again, if I wanted to, I could shade over the top to get that player in a cloud flat. If I wanted to, I could also shade underneath and over the top to get 2 cloud flats. I could also shade outside to defend corner routes a little bit better. But really, you should be just bagging people, especially bums. They have no clue how to pass on this. They just get super confused, especially when they see the play art after the play and they see a cover 2 shell. Boom, you're just going to make 3 adjustments, completely confuse them. But the setup I was talking about is, I'm not sure what the play is. I don't even think it's in this playbook, but there's like a post route. I'm not sure. I think it's, you motion this player over, he's on the post, and then he sort of just burns cover 2. So you can't run cover 2 on that side. But basically the setup goes like this. And boom, let's snap that ball. Usually he's going to be on that corner route. That's going to absolutely burn cover 2. But you guys see, cover 3 bags it. And if you want to defend those deep corner routes even better, you could base a line and press so that this outside third is a little bit more out. Another setup you can go to if you want to get really adjusty is you could put this player in a curl flat, your linebacker, and run a cover 3 on this side away from the corner. So if he's catching on your tendencies, he recognizes that you have a cover 3 on the cornerback side every single time you run this play. Mix him up like this, or if you want to, you could completely switch to a cover 3 and still keep the same defense like this. All you're doing differently is just putting this free safety in a hook curl instead of an inside third, and you basically have a cover 3 defense. You still do have this safety, and this is going to confuse it. This is way more advanced, though. I don't recommend doing this if you aren't advanced with your adjustments. This is only something I would run just to completely confuse my opponent. But you guys see, great defense, defending those corner outs just because of how those outside thirds play it very well. Outside thirds play corner outs very well, especially if you baseline and press. So that's going to be something to keep in mind. I'm not sure why the safety just came down, but usually the setup I like to go to, just put slot corner in curl flat, outside corner in a outside third, and this free safety in an inside third. Very simple setup. Like I said, you could get more adjusty, run something like this. That's more advanced, and you really want to move your linebacker out there. And you also only have the left side to defend. That hook curl doesn't really defend things too well. It defends the deeper routes, which is nice. So if he's hitting you with post routes, seam routes, down the field consistently, you could go with that setup. Just put A in a middle third, and you could absolutely bag. Again, you can really just mix it up. If you want to, you could go with the stock cover 2 every play, and if it's working, stay with it. But if he's dotting you up out of that stock cover 2, you really got to switch defenses. Don't stay in the same thing if it's not working. But I just showed you 3 great defenses, basically almost 4 great defenses. And there's even more things you could do. You could really mix things up. You could also go with a blitz. So maybe I blitz the slot corner, I just slant outside and contain. Sometimes he'll come free, but typically he's not going to come free. But just to put a little pressure on, send a little bit of pressure on him. And you guys see, yeah, he's not going to come free. This isn't very good, but you guys see the corner out's bagged, everything's bagged. But if you're not going to get pressure blitzing anyway, you might as well just stick in coverage and defend it that way. Like I said, usually I like having my cover 3 to that wide side of the field. So if I'm on the left hash mark, let's say I'm right here, I like to have my slot corner on the wide side of the field. No particular way. Even if they're running it this way, I could still run it on the wide side no matter what. It doesn't really matter what side they're running their formation to. But overall, this is my favorite defense. It's very simple. You just have to get those 3 adjustments down. Those 3 coverage adjustments, which are probably the ones you're struggling with. And then just pinch your D-line. Like I said, if they have escape artists, simply contain. And if that's not working, you can just put up a spy as well. So that's good. Or if you want to, you could still just slant or just pinch your D-line without containing. But you guys see, when you contain and they sit in the pocket, it's absolutely awful. You saw how much time he had. Those contains literally do nothing. So against the scrambling quarterback, I would recommend just doing this. Probably is your best bet, in my opinion. Just put up a spy. Keep those D-linemen pinched out. Because you guys see Khalil Mack's still getting a one-on-one, even though we only rushed 3 people, and obviously he's going to eat after that. If you want to, you could get a pass rusher. I've seen this formation that these 2 players can also go crazy if they have an X factor, because sometimes your outside guy, they will just chop block him, even if you pinch. So I could easily chop block by just doing something like this as far as my setup goes. And boom. Well, if Y was on a block, he would be chop blocked. So there's that. Obviously, I didn't set my defense there, but yeah, that's going to go ahead and do it for the video. Like I said, subscribe if you're new. We're on that road to 10K. Hoping to hit it by Madden 21. And yeah, I'm also dropping a West Coast ebook within the next 2 days. Should be a great video, and peace. I'm out of here.